So today we start with the chapter The Beginning of Indian Civilization. It is chapter 6. Now see the important, I am going to summarize it here. So see this person B.B. Lal is a archaeologist, and remember that he is in fact the key person when we speak about ancient Indian civilization. He only brought it to the light. He was the archaeologist who dig that time. The most ancient civilization of India, known variously as the Harappan Indus or Indus Saraswati civilization, was indeed remarkable in many ways. It showed how a well balanced community lives, in which the difference between the rich and poor are not glaring. In essence, the Harappan societal scenario was not that of exploitation, but of mutual accommodation. Remember these words, mutual accommodations. With this chapter today, you begin the subject of understanding various subjects: community, trade, economy, agriculture, geography, culture. This is the foundation, since we call that the only civilization which is alive, the oldest civilization which is alive, is Indian civilization. So, my friends, please be very, very focused when you read this chapter. Although in this chapter there are very, very good way of depiction, observational things, try to see that you take time and observe. So these are the north gate of Dholavira or castle area, which is get. What is a civilization? Civilization is something when there is a government, some form of government or administration, has little bit urbanization into it, that there is town planning, cities, water management, drainage management, variety of crafts like raw material to something finished goods. Trade happens either internally or externally, that is within the city or region or with distance region. There is some form of writing, record keeping happens, and communication happens. Cultural ideas, that is through art, architecture, literature, oral tradition, or social customs. And then there is a productive agriculture to feed the village but also cities, just not hand to mouth, but they do trade. So when these criteria some define what is civilization, and on the basis of which we try to study various civilization which existed in the past in the earth. So different part of the world, different times civilization started. The oldest known is Mesopotamia, or which is now in the region of modern Iraq or Syria, around 6,000 years ago. And then it was followed by ancient Egypt, few centuries later. Then after that, it is Indian subcontinent or Indian civilization. So this is the generic timeline: 4,000 BC Mesopotamian, 3,000 BC the pyramids time is Egyptian, and around 2600 BC to 1900 BC, this region is Saraswati, Indus Saraswati civilization or Harappan civilization. Now, the most important part to understand is, in a civilization, what is village, what is city. Here, the chapter focuses on the river around which the Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization formed. It was around river of, tributary of Indus, called Saraswati River, and it flew from Himalaya through Haryana, Punjab, and parts of Rajasthan and Gujarat. In this whole region, from 3500 BCE, villages grew into town, and the major transition happened around 2600 BC. So that's why, various archaeologists name this as Indus, Harappan, Indus Saraswati, Sindhu Saraswati. So these terms keeps on happening, but we also generally call it as Harappan civilization. In the map, it shows of a place called Sutaka Jandor. Now, this is at the border of Iran and Pakistan. And here it starts the areas of excavation or this Harappan civilization extent was still Sutakajindu. Now, Harappa is definitely now we are partitioned, but we talk of Pakistan. Punjab was the area where also many, or it was founded in that region only in 1920. This is the first urbanization of India. Now there is a map which is shown. Please give some time on the map. See, in this map, you will have to observe various locations which can come in a prelims kind of a thing. These are all locations of Harappan civilization. So you see that Dholavira, Mohenjo-daro, Lakhanjo-daro, Gaveriwala, Harappa, Rakhigadi. These are all big, big cities, red dots. And then comes the small, small cities in pink dots. Roopnagar, Manda, Musakhel, Banawali, Kalibangan, Farmana, Bhirana, Karanpura. This is around, see, Saraswati river is going. This is of that time. Today, this river is mostly around Ghagar river. Ghagar, and in Pakistan, it is Harka river. So, like that, names are different. Then Balakot, Khirsara, Nageshwar, Lothal. Lothal was the port. Bagasara, Nagwada. So, when we read about it, do have an idea about these cities. You may be asked around it. Now, most important, if they say match the following: Dholavira Falls in Punjab, modern day Punjab; Harappa in Gujarat; Kalibangan in Sindh; Mohenjo-daro in Haryana; Rakhigadi in Rajasthan. You have to match the following. This is the activity. This is not right. You have to do it. So then we talk about the Saraswati River. So I mentioned that Ghagar River of present times and Hakra River in Pakistan. Ghagra Hakra River. Saraswati now doesn't exist, but the riverbed is happens around this region only. And Saraswati was mentioned in Rig Veda, so we consider that that time how the civilization stayed about it. The importance of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were they are all modern cities type plan like town planning. Now this was identified around in 1924, and hence the Indus Valley civilization was considered as a name IVC. Other major cities were Dholavira in Gujarat, Rakhigadi in Haryana, Ganweriwala in Cholistan desert of Pakistan, and hundreds of smaller sites. Lothal in Gujarat. So we see that the Saraswati basin had basically Rakhiwala and Ganweriwala, but other small cities like Farmana in Haryana, Kalibangan in Rajasthan, few towns of Bhirana and Banavli, both in Haryana of today. The Harappan cities had few items or few distinct features. They were fortified. They had two distinct parts: upper town, which was mostly considered for local elite, probably, and lower town, where common people lived. Now, few of the houses or areas were considered as warehouses, and individual houses were also there. So there were they were made of bricks. So these are certain features of why it is called more town plan as planned town in that era. They were made of bricks, and there was certain structure. Great bath was found in Mohenjo-daro, which is still to be considered. What was it used for? So you can see the ruins in your in the photographs, and this is what is it looks like the Mohenjo-daro's great bath. See, in a modern town, we understand that water comes through tap at your home, and there is a drainage system for wastewater which goes through sewage. Now, imagine the same thing happening over here. So, in that time, they had water management system where there was a fresh water for which was coming, and there was a drain water channel. So, this also shows how modern their thought or architecture was. And So there were man-made reservoirs. Now, with that happening, obviously, when there are water around, agriculture is the primary source of activity. Agriculture. So, what were they actually growing? Cereals like barley, wheat, some millets, and sometimes rice, in addition to pulses and variety of vegetables. And they were also the first in Eurasia to grow cotton, which they used to weave into clothes. So, these are some important element which you need to understand, that how modern or how advanced as a civilization they were. So they also, there was a tool which was found like a plow, hull, a small clay model of it. They had also domesticated animals for consumption, meat consumption, and fished in rivers, because large number of animals and fish were found during the excavation. They cooked in pot, because certain pots was there, and they could find certain remains of turmeric, ginger, banana, and all. So you can understand that what kind of advancement they were during that time. Again, there was trade found between various cities. This was established by the various items of something found at other places. So there are certain items which are shown. So from Iran, Harappan items were found. From coast of Oman, Harappan comb, ivory comb was found. So this shows that there were a exchange of items happening, a trade between international trade, we will say that time. And then also this what we call as seals were found. The seals were like of made of steatite, a soft stone which would be hardened through heating. So these are the seal, where you can see one horn unicorn, then there is a bull. These are all important. And then Harappan is showing a horn tiger. So these are very important because these are the signs of ancient Indian civilization. So there are certain other photographs shown of various items which are found, which you can cross through and be observant what is found where. Maybe a question can pop up. This figurine is also very, very important. You will see many times it is called as priest king, although we do not know clearly. Then a sign of swastika, and then three-faced deity. Then this dancing girl figure, a bronze figurine found in Mohenjo-daro, terracotta namaste. So we also considered that what happened to the civilization, why they were abandoned, what happened. So many factors have been there. Many consider it is due to warfare or invasion, or maybe through first climate change, which happened around this time, or Saraswati dried up. Maybe that was one of the reason that all the cities around it got abandoned. So there has been disappearance of them, and that is how the civilizations end happened. And in the happened in the sense the abandonment happened. So this is what the chapter talks about. You can now go to do the activities and also the MCQ which are given. I would always prefer you to first do the MCQ and then read the chapters. Thank you.